There are much worse feelings in life than disappointment. Betrayal, grief, anger. All of these are much worse, much stronger. There is, however, something about the slow, insidious nature of disappointment that is damaging. Grief, anger, and betrayal are strong emotions that encourage strong responses. Disappointment can chip away at your heart slowly until the damage is so extensive there is no suitable response. It is subtle, but it is severe, and often you don't even realise it's happening. I felt the unsettling weight of disappointment heavy in my stomach one morning as I made toast. "I'll be late tonight," my husband Garth said as he poured coffee into 2 mugs. With slow and deliberate motions, I spread butter on the toast with a calm that belied my churning insides. "Oh?" I replied tonelessly. "Drinks with clients, and then I thought I'd meet Joe, seeing as I'm out anyway." My back to him, I sliced the toast in 2 with a swift, clean motion, almost aggressive in the undertaking. "Fine," I lied. After breakfast I washed pots and wiped sides, the mundane household chores proving to be an oddly soothing balm to my troubled soul. I waited for him to leave, the usual routine. Slight squeeze to the arm, absent-minded peck on the cheek, paper tucked under the arm, briefcase in the other hand. "Don't forget I'll be late," he called as he left through the front door. I stood at the kitchen table, dishcloth in hand, and wondered when I had become an addendum to my husband's life. It was after that point that I began to poison my husband. It started accidentally, a small error, I suppose, but given that Garth had a minor nut allergy, not one entirely without consequences. As I prepared dinner on the evening in question, he looked up from his paperwork. "Oh, darling, I almost forgot." His nonchalance was maddening. I raised an eyebrow. "I won't be able to make the meal at your mother's on Friday. Client dinner, you know how it is." I wiped my hands on a paper towel as I composed myself. "Of course, love," I replied, false smile frozen on my face. Inside, my stomach lurched as the disappointment settled once again. For a moment, I felt genuine white-hot fury, but that passed almost immediately. The dull ache remained, though. All the same, it was an accident, I swear. I was so distracted I never thought to read the label on the vegetable bake I had picked up at the health food store. It was second nature by now to check these things in the shop, but I'd been moments away from a parking ticket, so I just hoped for the best and decided to check it later. Yet, at that moment, distracted and upset, I slid it into the oven without a second thought. Later, as Garth vomited in the bathroom, I felt a strange calm descend over me. His physical suffering seemed to ease my emotional pain, and I felt oddly at ease as I sat in the kitchen, drinking chamomile tea and listening to him retching in the downstairs toilet. Later, after he'd gone to bed, I surreptitiously retrieved the packaging from the bin and checked it. Sure enough, it was sprinkled with breadcrumbs and chopped nuts. I took the rubbish out quietly and then went to check on Garth. Somehow, it wasn't so galling playing the dutiful wife that evening.